Okay, so today we're doing a makeup look, and I honestly, can you hear me? Okay, so today we're doing a makeup look, and I honestly don't know exactly what I'm going to do with my face. So the idea is a back to school look, so I'm trying to mute it down from my own personal sort of colourful look to just have a more neutral sort of no makeup kind of look. As you can see, I have no base. This summer I've been sort of, when I mean base I mean no foundation or any primer. This summer I've sort of skipped all that. Sometimes I've used CC creams or BB creams. If you have any that you like, do that, but today I have just moisturized. I do double moisturizer, so I do moisturizer and then I sort of get ready and a whole bunch of other, you know, fix my hair if I want to fix it. Sometimes I do it after the makeup, but sort of comb it out after the night, get dressed, and then I do another layer of moisturizer, a different kind of moisturizer. They both contain SPF to protect my skin from the sun. However, if the first moisturizer I use contains SPF 15, if I remember, the second one definitely contains SPF 15. Using double SPF like that doesn't mean that you suddenly have a SPF 30, it just doesn't. But I don't, if you live in a country that have a lot more sun than we do here in Sweden, then use an SPF on top of your moisturizer because you're going to need it, unless you don't mind sort of getting sun damaged skin or sort of signs of aging that starts a lot sooner when you are exposed to much sun. Here in Sweden we need as much sun as possible actually. During the rest of the months that aren't summer. In the summer, if you're not using SPF in Sweden, it can be damaging and dangerous to your skin. But the rest of the year, sort of, unless you're going to be out in the sun, I avoid the sun like, I don't know, as if the sun would actually burn me. If you're not a person like that, then use some SPF, but I just use the one in my moisturizer, and for me it's enough because I avoid direct sunlight. As you can see, I have some few red areas. I am trying some new products to see if I can sort of calm those areas down, but while those are still sort of in process, I'm not going to use, as I've already said, any foundation or any BB creams or anything to sort of matte out my skin tone or match out, sort of diffuse my skin tone. However, you're going to see that with blush, this and these areas that get a bit red for me sort of get hidden quite nicely. Here I have a scar, and here I have a little scar as well. So annoying. I don't know if it ever happens to you when you wake up and you suddenly notice that you've sort of been scratching any pimples or anything like that during the night. It's so annoying. I hate when I do that because during the day I'm so good at sort of trained myself from not touching my face. Because when I was a teenager, unfortunately, I do have some scars and things like that left, especially in this area. Sometimes you can see it, I don't know if the camera's catching it, but you can see some sort of small indents and things like that, and those are from scars from when I was like 13, 14 and just couldn't keep my hands off my face. But yeah, so it's annoying when that happens at night, so you're not even aware that you've done it and you wake up with scars. So that's what I have right now. As I said, I'm going to try to think of I'm going to try and do as neutral makeup look as possible. So I'm thinking, let's see, which palette should I be using? Pink tone. I'm going to save pink tones for another time actually, because I don't want pinkish lips today. I don't think I do. We are going to do, the window is open as well in case you hear cars or birds or kids or anything, people going by to work and school, that's why. I'm going to use this palette, which I can't remember what it's called, Jungle Fever, from Makeup Store. I think I'm going to use this row and this row to give a light shimmer. I might go in with that one to just darken it down, because all these are sort of, that one is the mattest, but it still has some shimmer. So I might just go in with that one to have some matte shade. I don't know yet. I'm sorry I keep looking at my face, but that's because I haven't one, I haven't filmed in a long time, so I keep looking at the monitor, but also because I'm trying to figure out what to do as makeup, so it's easier when you see your face to sort of try and work out what you're going to do. I have a new shade from Makeup Store, and it's a micro shadow, and a little birdie told me that they are most likely, I'm saying it like this because they haven't gone out with it, so I'm not gonna be the one sort of spoiling it for them. They're going to most likely be moving more towards this side of pan rather than, I don't have any right now because I cleaned my desk, my makeup station, and I put all my Makeup Store single eyeshadows in a box because I'm using the palettes more and more. Excuse me, I'm going to find that box. Hopefully it's over here. Oh, also I've got this one from Makeup Revolution. It's a new one for me. I mean, it's not a new one for them. One of the blush palettes. I already have two other ones that are more sort of neutral and shiny, but this one is a lot more pinkish, as you can see. So I thought, why not? And they, if I remember correctly, when I got it in the summer, it was what is it called? It was on sale. Here we go. So here I have sort of, I love this one, but obviously we're not going to use this one today because we're going to do muted, sort of a muted look. So no, those are blushes. Let's see. Yeah, here we have. So because the blushes are a bit bigger than the eyeshadow, this is a blush from Makeup Store, and this is an eyeshadow. So this is the standard size, and what, as I said, a little birdie told me, is that they are going to expand this line and perhaps not discontinue this size. I'm saying perhaps because the person who told me sort of not 100%ly, sort of like, oh, we're going to do more of these ones, but if there are any shades of the big ones that you want, then I think just buying them now. So that means that maybe some of the shades on the big pans might be disappearing when they do the switch to this one, because I asked for a big of this shade that is called Burgundy. So I asked for a big one of this, and she told me that, well, they're not going to make one. So that's sort of a clue. Maybe I should use this one in my crease to have a bit more depth. So let's hide that box over here. I have a few new palettes this summer. I bought the new Sophie for Makeup Revolution palette. I bought the Kami MUA palette as well. I didn't buy the Tammy, and honestly, when I saw the palette, it wasn't something that jumped out at me, and I just didn't feel like, oh, that's a palette I want. Now that it's passed a few months, I sort of look at the palette and I actually like it, and I can't for my world understand why I didn't at first, but that's what happens sometimes. So I might be getting that soon, and when I do, or if I do, I'm going to do a review of all three of them, I think, at the same time, and sort of play a little and show the shades. Muted lips. For my lips, I'm going to use, I'm not doing my lips now, but I'm telling you anyway. I'm going to use the Rodial Big Apple, it's called. You can't actually see anything. It's so well used by me. I absolutely love this shade. Here we go. And eyeshadow, the blush. I need blush. Neutral blush. So I'm going to use my Makeup Store blush, the unshimmery one. There we go. I think I'm done for what I'm going to do. I have a new brush from Makeup Store. It isn't new for them, but it's new for me, and I actually needed a size smaller, but I liked it because it had a little, it's a limited edition brush, and it had a little skull. And I already have two blending brushes with skulls that look like this, blending brushes. So I thought, why not add a third to the two ones I already have. Here again, if you like the Makeup Store brushes with metal details, buy them now because they are updating. It's called updating. Yeah, updating. I'm tired, let's blame it on that. They are updating their line of brushes, and the brushes that are coming out are all black, so no metal detail. And I'm one of those people who like structure and order and symmetry. So I am sort of scouting the internet right now for any sites that have the little metal details on their brushes to sort of have a complete line of a set of brushes from Makeup Store, because I have a few. I don't have the fan brush, for instance, so there are a few brushes that I don't have. So before Those are all out of stock all over Sweden. I am sort of scouting the internet to get all of them. So you know. Now, if you're a person that don't like the little metal handle, then yay for you, they are discontinuing it. Let's start. Eyes first. I do use a base on my eyes, I always do, because I get a lot of creasing otherwise, and I'm using my favorite BB cream from Garnier, and it's just, for my eyes, it's just perfect, and it works. Concealers for me just crease so much. The Makeup Store and Elizabeth Arden, have eye primer that is really, really nice as well, that I use at times, but the Elizabeth Arden is very good, but it's very thick, and I want a really light feeling right now, sort of. That's what I like by this BB cream, because you don't actually feel like you have anything on your eyes. The Makeup Store one is definitely good, but it doesn't have this brightening effect, but because it's clear. And then I do this, so I use it as it would be a concealer slash highlighter on my face, and it's enough. I don't have to go in with more. It gives me a very nice neutral look. So you can see, I hope you can see, that that has brightened up this area on my face, but it doesn't necessarily look heavy or full of product. I am going to start. Maybe I was going to start with that one, but I'm thinking maybe I'll start with this one. But I don't have a mirror. That was well thought of. I have a mirror far, but the tripod of the camera is sort of in front of it. So, okay, here we go. Now we have a mirror. I think if it's not too, it's very light, this shade. And I didn't shake the brush of excess product. I just realized that. I don't know if you could see the little dust of product that just came off when I did this. I might have to do my brows today. Might. I'm going for neutral look, so I might not. There we go. Just a little dab of lighter there. Now I'm going in with this shade. It's sort of a, has sort of more of a warmer tone. If any of my pupils are watching this, because I do know that some of my pupils follow my channel, which I'm going to be honest, I find it kind of strange for me, in the sense that well, I guess that's the thing, when people suddenly know you outside of this little square. Because one thing is friends and things like that, but sort of people start commenting. I like it, but it still feels strange. So, you know, some of them sort of ask me like, how do you have time to get your makeup done in the morning and things like that? Well, I get up ridiculously early because I work out at 6 AM every morning. Sometimes sooner than that, but 6 AM I am doing my yoga. So I'm up early. That's how I have time for it. And those days that I am too tired, then I do a quick look. What was I thinking? Dark shade. What am I going to use on my lid? That's the difficult one. Sort of want a light shade. I'm going to go in my crease with this one that is called Burgundy, and I am changing my brush. I'm not going to use the light one. I am going to use, this is annoying, it's the only brush from Makeup Store that has ever happened with, and the sales assistant actually was sort of, when she took it out, because it was the last one left in this line that looked like that, in the store that is, she sort of noticed that it wasn't the best quality of brushes. It was sort of loose, and she was like, it's the only one left, are you sure you want it? And I so like the honesty of sales assistants here in Sweden anyway. They're always very honest. And yeah, so she just simply told me that it seems a bit loose, like, are you sure you still want it? And I was like, I already have one at home that isn't loose, so yes, I want it. I can't find the brush head. That's so annoying. Here we go. brush it. Just cleaning it off a bit because it was orange. So, there we go. And actually, when I'm traveling, I take this one. Instead of taking the entire brush, I sort of just know that this one is loose, so I take this one and it takes up a lot less space. But now I'm home and I want sort of a more firmer grip. Okay, this brush, I didn't say which, is a Blender Wide 708. I'm using the burgundy. Makeup store eyeshadows sort of have a lot of kickback on the first layer when a pan is new on the eyeshadows. But once you sort of broken through that first layer of eyeshadow, at least for me, I find there is no kickback at all. But on that first layer, there is. So if any of you buy them and sort of think, what a bad product, it really isn't. Not for me anyway. But everyone uses the brushes differently. Everyone taps their eyeshadow differently with the brush. It's loose, so when I tapped it, it sort of came off a bit. And whoops, that was too much, too high. Too much, too high. Oh, it's going to be muted, look! I need to tap off more. That's not good for a muted look. Now is it? Cotton pads to the rescue. There we go, that's better. Then I'm going in with the other brush that has the light shade and diffuse a... Am I still recording? Okay, so this eye is perfect the way I want it, and this one just, I messed up. I used too much and it just... Yeah. I'm going to try and fix it, but I'm not entirely sure I will be able to. I think it looks good on camera. In my mirror here it looks messy. That's because it's close, so I can see every detail. But I actually think... Oops, sorry. I was covering my face. I actually think that's what I'm going for. I will be using some of the brown now. I need a new brush. Which one? I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going with this one. I'm going to use... I'm not going to be using any of the shimmery shades, I just realized. I'm going to use this one a bit on the corner. Well, you're going to see where I'm placing it. Just to sort of deepen it down just here. With a more brownish tone than the red. Can you see? There. Just tapping that on and then sort of fanning it out on the lid. And the same on the other side. Ding, ding, ding. Fanning it out. Are we liking this look? We might be liking this look. I'm still annoyed that I messed up on one side. And then we are going in with the light shade again. Question is what light shade? We're actually going to take the lighter one, the one that is more yellowy in its base. There we go. And that one we are dabbing here. So it's a matte look instead of a shimmery one, turns out. But I might actually use a highlighter on the inner corner. Here we are. That's the look. If you want to tightline your eyelashes, then tight line. If you want to use a co-liner or an eyeliner, then do that. I'm going for neutral today. This is as neutral as I get. I needed a pop of color because for me it's just weird to not have any, because I'm not going in with a liner. If I'm going in with a liner, then I can skip the color and just have more of a nude look on my eyes. But this is what I'm doing. I am not gonna go in with, am I? No, I don't want any eyelashes. If you want to add eyelashes or mascara, then do so now. I don't want to. I want as clear a look as possible today. That's what we're aiming for. Quick and easy. I'm going in with, I have a new one which it looks so bleh. But that's what they look like when they are sort of on their last stretch. The shade is Peach. It's my favorite shade. It's the one I always use. I'm going to use my new brush, which is a lot bigger than the one I usually use, so I'm going to be a bit careful. This one is Blush Large 500 and this one is Powder Brush 400. And I have one without the skull and it is the same. It's longer. Yeah, it's a bit longer. I just realised that. But that's strange. It's shorter there, but it's longer there. But it sort of has the same width, same amount of fibers, because these are vegan. Okay, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it lightly, and I'm going to definitely be shaking this off because we're going for a neutral look. Since I have redness here, I am starting by adding redness up here to sort of match the redness there. And I have some redness here too. It's not that visible on the camera, but I always have redness here and here. So I'm sort of placing it in between those two redness. Here I have some, but not as much as on the other side. So I'm putting it in the middle first to sort of match, diffuse the redness I already have. And then I start adding it all over the preferred blush area. For me, I'm thinking I should go for the apples on the cheek since I'm doing a more natural look. That is what I should do. And I like a dewy look, if you haven't figured that out by now. So, you know, a lot of moisturizer that I use, the products that I use to give myself that dewy look. If you don't like it, then use sort of other kinds of moisturizers, or use sort of mattifying primers or foundation. There we go. Very fresh, very sort of, I woke up like this look. And also it's starting to get a bit colder here, and I like that sort of, you look like you've been out in the cold kind of cheek. It feels strange to not put any on my nose. I've been putting a little on the bridge of my nose all summer. It feels strange not to do it, but I'm not going to now because we're going into an autumny look. I am going in with my compact powder that I use sort of as a bronzer, and I'm going to use that one sort of as a contour today, a bit lower down. If anyone wants to sort of do this step before they do the blush, then do by all means, but I sort of wanted it on this order today because then it sort of diffuses the redness into the brown shade rather than the other way around, because it does look different. If you didn't know, it does actually look different than when you're putting the blush on top there. I think actually we're going to leave it there as natural as possible, and I'm liking my lips like this, which is just with lip balm. So now is the question of, do I leave it like this? I am going to use the radial because I want to. I need to take off some of the excess of this one though. And this one. And I can be quite messy with this one on my lips because it matches my natural shade so well. That it's like, as long as I stay inside my lips. See? It's like a little deeper, but it's sort of, my natural lips are darker around and then lighter. That's usually, most people have lips like that. So this one sort of matches the perimeter that I have and sort of makes the inner side darker. So it sort of becomes more one-tone look. That is what I'm doing today. That is it. It's a quick look. I've shattered on, so it's taken about 20 minutes to do this look. But yeah, that's as easy as it's going to get. If you want to add sort of highlighter, then do so. Inner corner, I am actually going to do inner corner to sort of add a pop of something so that people sort of notice that you've done something to your face, but still sort of very, very lightly. I'm staying with this pan. I'm using this one here because it's shimmery. It doesn't show shimmery there. What can I? There. I think you can see that it's shimmery. So I'm going to do that. And I haven't used it, so it has a lot of fall off. And since it's shimmery, I don't want it to sort of fall over all over my face. So I'm shaking it off quite a lot. But it's sort of it is a matte shade with sort of glitter specks on it, but it's very finely grinded glitter, so it's not like the most glittery brightening highlighter, but it is highlighting very softly and I'm liking it. There we are. I'm not even going to do some redness underneath. I like when I add that, but I'm not going to today. This is what we're going for. That is it. I am off to work now. My hair is drenched in jojoba right now. I wasn't that fond of the jojoba. Where am I saying right? Yeah, the jojoba. The argan oil was amazing on my hair. The jojoba. It's still very sort of stiff. The hair is shiny, but it's still sort of... with the argan oil, it was as if my hair was no damage at all. Now, it sort of acts damaged, but it doesn't look damaged, so it's strange. But, yeah, I bought it, so I'm going to try it out. Yeah, I'm going with my hair loose today, which is weird for me. I like having it up, but I need to cut these sides. And it bothers me that it's long, so if I have it loose, you don't really notice it. So, yeah, that's it for today. This is the look we did. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm slightly annoyed that this side was a bit messy, but that happens sometimes. And if you have time to fix it, then do, but usually in the mornings we don't have time to fix it, so try to do the best with it. That's it. I hope I find you well, and hopefully this one will be up this Friday. I hope. I need to film. Oh, I need to film so much. I have sort of a list of things that I need to be filming, and I don't have the time. So I'm going to try and film it this weekend. So hopefully they will be out next weekend, even though I wanted them to already be out, but I haven't had the time. But that's how it is when a new school year has started. So a lot of busy time. Yeah. I've said yeah a lot. I always do. I tend to cut it off, but now I've been talking so much that I don't know if I will be able to cut all of that off. Out. Cut that out. Anyway, that's it for today. Be kind to one another in the comments. Also, when mentioning comments. For some reason, I get notifications on my phone that people leave comments and I can read them, but I can't actually give any like, I can't comment back. I don't know what's happening. On my laptop, I see no comments at all when I go in. So I'm so sorry if I'm not liking or replying to your comments. I have read them, and thank you very much for all the feedback you're giving me and for all the requests. I am writing them down and I will be filming. I think everything you're asking me to do, I will be filming them actually, because so far I haven't had any sort of shocking ideas of what I should be doing. They're all sort of around skincare and makeup, so I will be filming them. But I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to answer you. I don't know what's happening. I've tried to sort of update the app, if that's an app update, but again, I can't see any comments on the laptop, so I don't know what's happening there. But if you want to contact me, then, you know, leave comments under my pictures on Instagram or DM me on Instagram. I answer as soon as I have time to answer. So I have a few who have written me through DMs on Instagrams, and as I said, I always answer you there. So sorry if I haven't been able to sort of give you any replies on YouTube on your comments there, but that's why. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for leaving comments. I appreciate it, and you've all been very kind and sweet to each other, so I appreciate that too, and keep that. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!